yo! Hey!
OG K-pop stan since 1998.
What up, y'all? As y'all can see, my room looks very different. Unless you're a new viewer and you're like, what is she talking about? But to my OG subscribers, I call all of my subscribers my OGs, whether you have been here since June 30th, 2020, or this is your first video and you happen to somewhat like me. I don't know, either or. But y'all OGs would know that usually my background recently, because throughout the years since 2020, my background has changed. But my recent ones where I have had my husband Chris dressed up as a K-pop idol here, Geo right here, the side, yeah, my YouTube plaque there, all this stuff. But everything is gone, and if y'all want to know why, I do talk about it in my recent check-in video. But I don't want to talk about it here because here we are going to be... I'm not sure why I smacked my head with it, but maybe it's because I'm about to be brain banged, mind effed, whatever you want to call it, from finally checking out T.O.P's album. I told myself to not open this until I react to the album because I've been, again, I talk about what my life has been like in my check-in video, so y'all will know why. If y'all did check the video out, y'all will know why I've been kind of really away and I'm late to this album, being an OG VIP since 2006, and T.O.P just being one of my most favorite artists in general. There's just something a lot. I mean, I love T.O.P so much that I made a choreography to him back in 2011. Like, part of me kind of wants to link that to y'all, but part of me is kind of like, oh man, like, you know, because it was a choreography to T.O.P's Turn It Up. But I'm looking at myself from my 20s. I'm like, oh my God, do I want to show y'all when I was 20? You know, because, you know, I'm 42 now. So I'm like, I don't know. But we'll see. Was I 20? Yeah, in my late 20s, actually. But anyway, I'm getting off track. I told myself, yeah, let's check this or open this up after I check out the album. So I'm gonna be doing this differently. Usually I do album listens over my Patreon, but again, considering it's T.O.P, one of my favorite artists ever, and with the intention of hopefully my small reaction channel and video goes out there for people to discover T.O.P. Like, I watch reaction channels because I discover new music, new movies, new shows through reaction channels. So yeah, that's why I'm like, I want to put my album listen here on my YouTube. So the way I do albums listens, usually I will listen to a song 2 times. First time I just, you know, jam. Second time I will go into lyrics. However, with YouTube's ways, if I play a song, like, because the songs I'll be checking out, the only ones I'll be skipping is Desperado and Studio 54 because I already reacted to a music video and had a lot of flowers to give to T.O.P in my reactions then. So, other than that, I will be checking out the rest of the songs. And if I play each song twice, this video will absolutely be blocked and I'll probably have issues on my channel. So, I'm going to treat this album listen very differently from the way I treat all my other album listens. Meaning, my ass is going to be taking notes. As you can see, I already wrote T.O.P album. And this is what I usually do whenever I check out Eminem's albums. But it's just the fact that I don't film Eminem reactions, which is why I don't see anything. But I do that because I'm like, I need to take notes while I listen and tune in because there's so much going on in the lyricism. I already knew that T.O.P, back when, I always say this, back in the day before Big Bang debut, T.O.P's underground rap name, our stage name was Tempo. So I called him Tempo for the longest time. It took me forever to say T.O.P, T.O.P. Where was I going with this? I do not know where I was going with this. But let's just restart where I'm at. I am excited. Okay, lyricism. Ever since I called him Tempo, followed him through Big Bang, and then definitely being a huge fan of his solo projects and solo stuff, I know that T.O.P will bring it. And what I got with Desperado and Studio 54, I even know more so that he will bring it. The only other thing I do know of is ADHD, or Another Dimension Holy Dude, because I think that was the little part where Nana was in Studio 54, right? But other than that, I don't know anything else. So let's go ahead and pull up the playlist before I can finally open my album. But yeah, I told myself, Dina, that's your reward for getting to this. And with a lot of the hard stuff that has been going on in my life right now, I share a lot about that. Whether it's here on YouTube or on my social medias, I need some good music therapy. And not only is T.O.P one of my top favorite artists, I just have always kind of like, it's not like I know him, I wish, but with the aura that he presents, well, not really presents, just is, because T.O.P, I think he really just is. I don't really see him as a performative person. So just his aura is something that I really resonate with. Like, I have a small group of people that I talk with a lot, and I feel like he would be, if I could, I'd be like, T.O.P, keep me my bestie, because he just seems so chill, but also very, like, honest. But anyway, maybe I should just actually get to the album right now, because I will probably know a lot more. I've been told that he really poured his heart out in this album. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get it started. I'm making sure my volume is up. Okay, my notepad right here. So I'm going to be hyper-focused. Super hyper-focused, where I'm just like jamming, but like really trying to get with the lyrics. Because again, I'm not going to play each song twice. I feel like this is going to be definitely a workout for my brain and for my VIP ass self. But let's get it, y'all. First, with Self-Crucifixion.
I may be 99% angel, but that 1% gets me in trouble.
Okay. Semi gives me gorillas here. This is a sweet, sweet sound. Okay. Damn. This is.
자리 넘어봐야 한게 부활한 내 꿈은 무한대 내 팬들 기다림 내 포기와 정반대 나 음악 만들며 제 탄생 가작 나를 받자 온라인 내 유명세 ready to die
I'm ready to die. Biggie, right? Hey,
silly boy, I love my mosquito suckers.
Oh shit, he's talking his shit, and I love it. Hey, hey. Ooh, this part. Ooh. This part is nasty. I love it. Oh, I love it so much. Pringles. Okay, ready now. I am going on a ride in this song here, man. This is like the intermission. I just dropped my pen. Oh God, not.
Real name is 최승현. Marijuana use.
Oh my God.
탑은 어떻게
일론 머스크의 우주기업 한국인 최초로 유일하게 선발된 탑 최승현 씨 최초의 민간 스페이스에
Oh my God, they're gonna bring up Project X.
느끼게 해드리고 싶다고 이어본 소감을 밝혔는데요. 빅뱅 지우기 데뷔 18주년을 축하한 빅뱅 팬들의 계정을 차단했다고 합니다.
Oh my god, the strings in the back.
반려행위
It's
취소됐다는
sad.
결국 끝난 것이 아니다라고 밝혔습니다. 탑이 11년 만에 언론과 마주 앉았습니다.
Goodness gracious, I'm going through his timeline.
출신 탑이 11년 만에 언론 인터뷰를 갖고
No, that's debatable.
투에서 하필이면 또 은퇴한 마약 중독자 래퍼 역할을
The strings, man.
문제 알도
근데 잠시만 미안해.
Oh my fucking gosh.
I make my music.
What am I doing to make my music? Oh my god, I have chills, y'all. It's a good thing I'm wearing long sleeves because I have chills. Okay, hold on. hold on. Okay, I'm just writing down more from what I gathered. That ending, y'all. It's like I'm jaw dropped and I'm sad because again, I've been VIP since 2006. T.O.P has been my favorite. And all that shit, that whole timeline, you know, I lived it in action, you know, like while it was all happening. And then, oh man, it's hard to like revisit specific things that happened to him because I just feel so sad, you know. And, oh gosh. Okay, T.O.P, that's the first song of the album. That's quite the intro. Like he made quite the statement to begin the album off with. Ending it off with the damn media, with the news, with the talk. Ooh, the circus. Okay, I wrote down notes as it's really messy as shit, but whatever, I can read it. Okay, and now I'm tying it to the word self-crucifixion. Oh, but but he wrote fix. Like, self-crucifixion, but fixing. Like, ooh. Okay, I draw my pen again. Yeah, it's like he's saying, ooh, he fixed himself. Like, he's at an aware spot. Let me just go through my notes, because now I'm just kind of, like, really mind-blown. So my notes will help me get centered, I hope. Okay, I wrote rebirth. Yeah, this felt like a rebirth. Rebirth, aware. Aware? Okay, it looks like awake, but I wrote aware. Self-reflect. Yes. Okay, this is what I was getting. Like, whenever... Okay, so this is how I am when I check out an Eminem album. When I hear a song, I just write down shit. And if I try to catch a bar, I write it down. And so this is what I did with self-crucifixion. The Scarlet Letter. I thought that was very admirable of him to, you know, bring up Scarlet Letter. If y'all are... I hope everyone's aware of Scarlet Letter. If not, then I feel really old. It's just about, like, wearing the letter of your sin, you know? And to bring that, like, usually the whole Scarlet Letter thing is brought in a way to kind of have, like, to acknowledge self-shame, but to actually talk about wearing a Scarlet Letter, I feel like you're owning it, you know? Like, you're taking accountability. That's why I wrote rebirth. I mean, it goes with what I wrote. Rebirth, aware, self-reflect. Yeah, like, I was like, okay, like, this is really open. It's really honest. The Biggie reference. He said, fame. Wait, was I right? Fame high, ready to die. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And then we recapped the whole ICU thing. Ready to die. Like, damn. Oh man. Oh, I hope I don't get emotional. Okay, yeah, I hope I don't get emotional, but if I do, whatever. So I've shared this before. Y'all see the 3 butterflies on my fingers right here. Please ignore my really bad nails. I don't have any nail polish remover. These 3 butterflies represent the 3 times I almost died in 2015 from lupus complications. And one of the times I don't know how y'all feel about these, but I basically had an NDE, a near-death experience. Not to make a long story short, and especially if it's like traumatic to hear about, I was in that spot where I was at the top spot, like an aerial view. I could see myself sitting in my hospital bed. I see my mom crying, holding on to me. I see the doctors and nurses rushing in because I'm basically ODing. and it wasn't my thing. It was me being wrongfully medicated. And they came in rushing me, preparing me to go to ICU, and I could like I instantly felt so light and so kind of free, and I felt a force pulling me, and I remember just feeling like I was floating there for a while, but seeing my mom cry and hearing this stuff. I mean, y'all, it happened in 2015. You would think that I'd be like more structured by now, but when it comes to my mom, it's a different story. My mom and Chris, I heard like the words that she was saying in Khmer, Cambodian language. Like she was saying, like, don't go, my daughter. And just seeing that made me upset with why I was floating. And I remember just feeling myself pull my arm from that force that I felt was pulling me away. And then I dropped down really fast. Next thing I knew, I opened my eyes in ICU and I was in a coma for a couple of days. So I bring that story up because this might sound dark, but it is my honesty too. That, and especially after losing my husband Chris last year, again, it might sound dark, but I'm ready to die in the sense of I don't fear it anymore. I mean, I hope I don't suffer, but I don't fear death anymore. I feel like that's just the next stage into where our consciousness goes, and everyone has their own preference of belief, and none of us will ever know until we cross over, and we can't even report back, you know? So it's up to our preference of belief, and I do believe that our consciousness goes somewhere, and that our lives here on earth is school for our souls. But I'm going really far off there in the cosmics. So but when he said the whole ready to die thing, fame high, ready to die, and then think about his story, it really gives me chills, man. Like seriously, I'm talking this much for the first song. Yeah, and I wrote unstoppable, powerful, because when you're in a spot where you're aware that, or you don't really have a fear of dying, I feel like you're unstoppable. Like you're almost powerful in a way. Okay. What else did I write? Oh, the whole thing about I love my mosquitoes, the circus, the stalkers. I like that he kind of like acknowledged his haters, but just to kind of be like, you know, nothing but love for y'all. So I thought that was interesting. And then, you know, we got the whole thing at the end with the whole narration of the media and all that shit. Yeah, I wrote news and all those exclamation marks. I just feel like, and at the end, him saying like, what am I doing now? Something like that, and saying I make music. It's kind of like he is aware of his foundation, of why he is here, of why he is T.O.P. Wow. Okay. Wow. That was just self-crucifixion, y'all. I still got so many more to go. Like The Giant. Self-crucifixion was such a damn vibe, though. It reminded me of Clint Eastwood by Gorillaz. Okay. Let's go right into The Giant, because I not only have all the songs to get through that I don't know yet, but I got the album to open. So, let's get it, y'all. I am excited. Let's go. Oh. Where's we going? The Giant. Kind of like I'm traveling through space here.
나만이 나를 이겨왔어 절망의 늪이 날 더 키웠어 나만이 날 믿어왔어 몰락의 절벽을 뛰어내렸어 어차피 우린 우주 멋지
Cosmic fucking dust.
거인의 전개 션들레 형이 말했었지 어차피 세상에 없던 일 자본이 겁을 내는 미치지 겁쟁이들은 섬짓대기가 뻥짓 지금 내 몸짓 뒤라도 덩치 그저 조연시 너조차 멈칫
Hey. Ooh, that went left, right, left, right.
내 몸짓 저울에 섰지 그저 조연시 거울 앞에 멈칫
Okay.
생천지가 내게 주는 별
Ooh. Ooh. Gosh, a mix of like his vocals here and the rap and the music. I really love the instrumental. Ooh, that was smooth. That's crazy. That's crazy.
사슬풀기 내 황금기 날 물어뜯어대도 다 뺑고피 나의 고비 내 각성하는 동기 생이 회박해도 life goes on lies on me
A T.O.P with it? Oh my god! Oh my god!
책임지지 못한 나의 감정 기복 하나 때문에 왔다리 갔다리 해도 난 조집중 지금 내 몸짓
Ultra focus.
뒤라도 덩치 그저 조연시 너조차 멈칫 I feel like pop 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 pop
Here we go again. Hey.
뒤라도 덩치 지금 내 몸짓 저울에 섰지 그저 조연시 위대한 성취 내 왕국을 다시 담아 10년 만에 끝내 off the grid
Woo.
절망에는 이날 더 키웠어 Mysterious
Absolutely. Oh.
become the giant
Ooh. That rewind sound. Wait. I wanted to go back to here because I was feeling like semi deja vu. Was it right here? Was it right here? No, it was like the second verse. Was it? Am I tripping? There's something very familiar about these this specific line after the Tupac freaking reference. Life goes on, you know. Eyes all on me. If y'all know, y'all know. Hold on. Was it? Repeated mistakes, my creations, love for one night. Think until the sun rises. My ships. Wait. No fucking way. No fucking way. Did he reference himself? Hold on. Which? Wait. Hold on. I have to read it. I feel like I have to read it out loud or like just follow it. Left for one night, then. What's that? Wait. Okay, I'm tongue tied. Was that his verse? Okay, I'm gonna Google it real quick. Okay. Scroll. Okay, first of all, I'm really proud of myself as a VIP that even like felt nostalgic. There was something nostalgic about it. And then reading it, I'm like, wait, he like kind of brought back that verse, but flipped it. Like he kind of wrote it in a new way. See, this is why I write notes and shit for amazing artists that just blow my mind. I'm telling you, if I did an album reaction for Eminem, I'd be annoying AF and it would be long AF. So this might be long because we are only on the second song. Let me go through this. God, my scribble of a notes. I wrote really like right at the top, self-worth. The song is straight up self-worth, which makes sense because the whole thing about being the giant, he uses a lot of references to talk about like things big in scale. Didn't he even say like put me on a scale or something? Like he talking about T-Rex. What did I write? I wrote trial and error equals or points to error equaling triumph. Because you know how people say, oh, you go through trial and errors in your life, right? And so as T.O.P showed at the end of Self-Crucifixion, he had that, the media or the words play and talk about all the trial and errors. So now it's like, I feel like T.O.P is error goes to triumph. So trial and error, and now it's error to triumph, because that's what I'm getting with the giant. Just T.O.P in general. But I'm talking about the giant here because we just heard it. Oh my God, when he said cosmic dust, I was like, I wish my husband Chris was here because he would give T.O.P. Like, first of all, he loved T.O.P. I showed Chris my choreography. He was like, why'd you quit dancing? It's not you liked it. 2, he loved, I mean, who didn't love Thanos in Squid Game 2? And I showed him all of T.O.P's previous solos. So he was like, he would totally love this because Chris was, if he had any belief, and this is his own words, if I believed in anything, it's in space. Chris had such a fascination of space, the unknown of it, the forever, the infinity of it, and just what we don't know. And Chris also believed that we all come from the universe. And I also saw this recently because, I do have Chris's urn and I look up things like this. And I read that if you look at our ashes after cremation under a telescope, it looks like the galaxy or it looks like stars. Like, so seeing cosmic dust, I was like, oh man, like it just, I'm like, hell yes. I feel like I want to tattoo that word on me somewhere. I love that he brought up the whole, like, the big corps are scared of him or this and that, like, bigger, like, saying that he's bigger than the big corps. Like I feel like corporations, that's what I'm saying. It's like the giant, it goes, this whole concept of the giant and being error going into triumph, like owning, like taking accountability of what you've been through and using the strength that comes from it if you give yourself that time to receive it. I can definitely be one to fucking vouch for that. I wrote T-Rex. Yeah, I wanted to make sure to write about that. Independence. Yeah, like this song has like I've went through a lot in my life, but I'm also aware of a lot after going through it. And when you're in that position in life, I feel like gaining independence is inevitable there. And I wrote Tupac reference. Seriously, the whole life goes on. All eyes on me. Like, it's like first he referenced Biggie and now he referenced Tupac. Like, that's amazing. Like, I'm feeling like, Tempo, you coming out now. I still can't with that fucking reference from Loser. Like, that's insane to bring up the reference from Loser. Okay. I gotta flip the page because I wrote a lot. One page fit 2 songs of notes for me. So let's get it, y'all. Let's get right to the next song. Oh, my bad. I forgot that I rewinded. Let's go to the next song, which is a very interesting title. A long but interesting title. A Small Filthy Show Window. I feel like there's a lot to be said in this one as well. Okay, let's go.
Song for my fans.
Like game over? Yeah. Oh. Oh, like Big Bang, like lies. I'm so sorry. Oh my god, the way he sounds here. Hey. Woo. I feel like that's a play on Game Over and yeah. You know how to do like yeah. Oh, okay, hold on. Okay. Oh my gosh. Yellow light. Oh my god. Oh god, this flow and words. Oh my gosh, y'all.
T.O.P.
Yeah, it's a play on of Game Over and then the whole yeah phrase. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Like I like not pause. I not only want to cry because of like seeing, you know, I'm so sorry, but I love you. Big Bang's Lies being referenced here and that being repeated, like it makes me just emotional. But also when lyrics are so damn good as far as like double entendre or hidden meaning behind it, it makes me so like overwhelmed with happiness from art that I kind of feel this high. Is there a word for that? Okay. Oh my god, my notes are so all over the place. I just really love the sound song, y'all. Okay, I feel like I need to like get a massage because I'm so tense. I'm so tense because of focusing and being impressed at the same time. Whew. Okay, let me try to decipher my lyrics. Decipher my writing of the lyrics. Okay, the first thing I wrote was irony of artists. Did I write irony? Yeah, irony of artists in the industry, limitless in a limited world. That's what I'm getting here. He's really highlighting that with a small, filthy show window. A small, filthy show window. Yeah, okay. I wrote the title, duh. I'm telling you, my mind is kind of mush right now because of like just processing. So I'm like, wait, what did I just listen to? Yeah, the whole thing about highlighting the irony of being an artist, which I always say this specifically in my dance practice analysis videos, being a retired hip hop dancer, that art is subjective. It's not objective. There's no right or wrong. Everyone perceives it a different way. People can love it. People can hate it. People can absolutely fuck with it, or people don't understand it at all. But that's the beauty in it. It's limitless as far as what you can do and how people can perceive it. So to go into an industry where they have their very specific limits and their very specific structure, and also just the way they want you to be, it's ironic. You see what I mean? It doesn't work. It clashes, but yet it's been going on for however long it's been going on. The whole thing about I wrote, it's very interesting that he talks about a dirty window, like chaos, the whole chaos of like looking within a dirty window, right? I feel like, damn, like the fact that he brought Big Bang too, I feel like he's highlighting, the fame from when their fame rose. And that happens for every artist that makes it big, right? And the reason why I think the whole dirty window thing is really interesting is because it's almost like he's talking about the media or haters or netizens or just people who just like to talk, but it's just empty words. Not saying that he's saying y'all can't criticize me or y'all can't have an opinion, or a critique. But the whole thing about dirty window is like people who can see through the window, even though it's dirty, they think that they have every right to make judgment. But the ironic part of that is that it's a dirty window. You can't exactly see clearly through it. So how can you make judgment of it? That's so fucking good. Oh my god, that's so good. I wrote, oh, but yeah, I really do think that's a play on of game over. And yeah, like in Cambodian, when we react to something like kind of baffled or just, words of just a reaction word, right? It's ah yeah or ah yeah, or like we have a specific reaction word. And I know from watching K-drama and just reality shows and stuff, variety shows, I mean, and reality shows, because I have watched Singles Inferno. They say yeah, so to kind of put that together is very T.O.P. What else I write? Yeah, like, okay. Again, I keep all this the scribble I'm writing. I keep being impressed by the lyrics highlighting like if you do things the right way within the industry, then you're living correctly, but it's a joke as well. Okay, wow, okay, oh, wow, okay, sorry, but I feel like when I talk out loud, I'm realizing it more. I love the part where he said, talking to his fans in the backseat. That's a very humble perspective because, you would think that when a celebrity or an artist or whatever, that when they get so famous, they're very like they forget who supported them from the base to get to where they're at, right? So for him to say that he's in the backseat versus the foreground and talking to his fans, because he's like, in the end, like, I'm T.O.P, the artist, you're a fan, but we're still the same. Like we're people, like we're humans. We go through life. So I really love that part. I wrote big lies, yeah, and the whole yellow light thing. We were happier as five. I'm telling you that part makes me sad. Yellow light, their light stick. So, ooh, yeah, that. Oh man, that brings me back to my 20s so much. Oh, the whole thing about like where he spoke about like alcohol or something, about like pain filling up or something to the brim. Like I thought that was very interesting. To say that pain is filling up to the brim. Is that what the lyrics said? I don't want to rewind. But to tie that in with like alcohol, like I thought that was interesting. The whole line about rock, paper, scissors, times up, or perfect times up or something like that. That was very interesting too. Because, like rock, paper, scissors. When I think about it in another kind of like not the literal game, like when you think of like rock, right? You're strong as a rock, but then you're flattened down the paper, and then you're cut up, times up, perfect times up, kind of like the end of yeah. Oh my god, this really goes with a small filthy show window kind of meaning here. What else I write? The whole thing about where he brought up like where fans ask for his comeback, and it seems anxiety-ish or stressful. I thought that was very honest of him to bring up. What else did I say? What did this say? Oh, something about the line where he said something about like he woke up morning like something stained, and then okay, I'm trying to write. Okay, no, read what I wrote. Yeah, something about mornings waking up stained, and then he speaks about back then when he cried or something like that. That was very interesting, because if you do cry the night before, you will wake up with like a tear stained face. So I thought that was interesting. The whole thing about at the end, talking about like it felt like a like respecting. Okay, when someone passes, like whether you cremate or bury, but in this perspective, When you give someone a proper burial, you're giving them respect to their life, right? Versus just throwing away and not acknowledging it or whatever. So it's the end. It feels like respecting what he has moved onward from. Does that make sense? Like he's acknowledging his years when his years within a small filthy show window, but he's respecting it because of like kind of giving it like a proper burial, you know? That was very interesting. Okay. I fear to see how long I've been filming. Whoa. Okay, this is gonna be a long reaction. VIPs, I hope you are happy with this because this is gonna be a long reaction. Okay, let's just go ahead and move right into Zero Coke. Zero Coke, isn't it Coke Zero? Okay, let's just go right into Zero Coke. Zero Coke. Sounds like Stranger Things soundtrack. And now it sounds like spacey. Yeah, it sounds like I'm traveling through space. Like as if I've done that.
Open your eyes.
Hold on. Okay. Sorry. I was like, am I on the right song? Open your eyes. Zero Coke. So the beginning was like,
넌 나의 zero cup 달콤한 zero cup 화려한 mirrorboard 흥미로운 뒷감목 네 unicorn zero cup 고단한 zero cup
it's hearing Zero
어릴
Coke.
적 뒷감목 unicorn yeah zero cup 달콤한 zero cup 찬란한 mirrorboard 그 시절 뒷감목 unicorn zero cup 반복해 zero cup 어릴 적 뒷감목 그 시절 가봤던 철없던 거
What?
더 덮는 거 I need somebody. We don't be thirsty.
Oh my god.
Don't be thirsty. I need somebody. I need somebody. I really need somebody.
Wow. Okay. Oh, that's a heartbeat. Zero Coke was totally different from what I've heard so far. It felt like the reason why I paused is because I was like, wait, he has interludes, like, you know, like short songs where you just hear an instrumental. But then like Open Your Eyes, I thought that was like the end of something. And then we went right into the song. And you know what's very interesting? All of the other, like the songs I've been listening to so far, there are so many lyrics for me to be like catch on to, but this one feels like I'm getting a break from that. Not trying to say, oh, I don't want any more lyricism. It's just giving me a nice little break. That's why I was like, it feels like an interlude. So it's interesting to say Zero Coke. I always want to say Coke Zero, but Zero Coke. Cause hold on, what did I write? Fresh, comfort, yeah. There was something very refreshing about the song. And then when he starts singing, he says like, I need somebody, this and that, kind of straight to it, versus trying to like say it in a hidden way or in a figurative way, just straight to it. Like I need, and it's the reason why I find that interesting is because of the fact that instead of like regular Coke, he asked for Coke Zero or Zero Coke, because with Zero Coke, with no sugar and stuff, you're still getting the refreshing, right? But you're not getting like the heaviness of it. Like a real Coke, like actual Coke is delicious, right? Because of the sugar. But also sugar is not good for you. Too much of it, you do face consequences from that long term. So it's interesting to say that, to call this Zero Coke, and saying that the whole thing about thirsty, I need somebody, doesn't. Yeah, that song, Zero Coke, definitely made me think, oh, this kind of feels like Stranger Things soundtrack. I love the Stranger Things soundtrack. It's just very semi 80s but spacey, and this one definitely felt spacey. Everything has felt like space like, and it goes with T.O.P, like Moon Man. Okay. Oh man, that was also like driving long road trips, windows down, wind in the air, doing little hand waves out the window kind of thing. Safely. Don't do it if it's a dangerous drive. Okay, we are here at ADHD, another dimension holy dude, where I've gotten the preview of it in Studio 54. I wonder where that part's gonna be. So, knowing T.O.P, I feel like he's gonna go off with this one. Like as if he hasn't been going off with all of these already. Okay, let's get right to it, y'all. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Okay, hold on. Writing. I'm writing, so don't forget. We are tripping here. This is trippy.
Noisy words stack it up 침묵의 아픔 치료 난 빌어서 더 빌어 나 소리쳐 우주비로 Stack it up more stack it up Noisy word more stack it up 내경과 육신 맞춰져 달과 수신 Stack it up make it up stack it up back it up more Fuck him up 또 빌어 나 소리 내보면 back it up more 우주비로 Fuck him up fuck him up fuck him up fuck him up 내 세경과 육신 이 밤의 달의 신 I draw beauty just move music
Kubrick? Like Stanley? Okay, I need to write. Kubrick, Stanley Kubrick. Oh my god, okay, chills. Oh, sorry, chills. Fucking chills. What does past mean for a present future? Okay, I'm trying to write as fast as I can.
This painting is another mix showing his Da Vinci smart.
This part is seriously so fucking sick. I love this part so much. I love this part so much.
토끼고 내 토끼고 아주 빵빵한 이야기꾼 살짝 열어볼게 판도라 상자 속 잡동사니고 내 토끼고 내 토끼고
Oh shit. Oh shit.
보내버릴 수도 있지 던지고 눈을 감고 들자 이지고 이지고 이지고
Ooh. Oh, fun. Woo! I'm so glad I can jam this now. Okay, that song was trippy AF. Okay, before I get to soul chaos. Let me hope. Okay, I love that it's the whole thing about another dimension, holy dude. It's almost like a reaction to this trippiness of a song. I felt like we really did enter a new dimension from that bit of an interlude or refreshment from Zero Coke, right? And you know, for it to be ADHD, because the song does switch up, and you know, think about ADHD. What did I write? I wrote artistic, trippy. The whole thing in the beginning. Let me just go back to it, just to make sure I'm not tripping. So I hear heartbeat. And it just kind of seems like representing flatline-ish, or something kind of interfering with the heartbeat. And I love that it kind of went into the tone, or the instrumental. Is this a connection from Zero? Could we set? Yes. Is this a connection? Or continuation? That's what I was looking for. Because the previous songs that Open Your Eyes, me thinking that it was an interlude. And then now we're repeating it again. Oh my gosh. Is this another reference to, like, I hate talking about it because, again, it makes me sad, but like what happened to him in the hospital? Oh gosh, I think that's what it is. I'm goodness, I think that's what it is. Wow. Because now we've entered this new dimension, another dimension, holy dude. And the music or the song kind of changed up after the refreshment of Zero Coke, right? And then he has rebirthed or reawakened. That's what I'm feeling here. The bringing up Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick. I'm gonna say Kubrick. You know, The Shining. And I bring up, I believe it was Studio 54, where I brought up Saul Bass. Although I mixed Saul Bass and Paul Rand up, the graphic designers. I said, what, Paul Bass? Or one of those. I mixed up the names. The graphic designers that designed the poster for the movies like The Shining, Vertigo. But I believe that was Saul Bass, not Paul Rand. So it's interesting that I brought Saul Bass up, right, as a graphic designer, when I was reacting to Studio 54, and then now knowing that, like, him bringing up Kubrick, like Stanley Kubrick. Oh, okay, hold on. Before I lose train of thought, Saul Bass designed the posters for a lot of Stanley Kubrick's movies. That is so fucking interesting. Another interesting thing, now I can say it because I was like, Dina, say that phrase first. T.O.P.'s videos. Ooh, okay. I can see the inspiration now when I think of like Stanley Kubrick. Okay, I'm going to talk about The Shining specifically because I don't know if y'all have seen it. One of the best movies ever. Like, not just story-wise, but the filming. The cinematography is amazing. And if y'all can see, or like I graduate with graphic design, so I do also see things from a graphic design perspective. I like to call it eyegasm. It looks Like there's something so satisfying for the eyes of a graphic designer with The Shining, with Stanley Kubrick's movies and T.O.P's videos. There's something that's very so polished and refined. And I don't like to use the word perfect when it comes to art because of art being subjective. But if I had to, I would use the word perfect for work that Stanley Kubrick has done, because there's just something so polished and refined about his vision, and T.O.P's as well. Now that I'm thinking back to T.O.P's videos, especially like Doom Data, and now his newer stuff, like it's all, I can see his inspiration from Stanley Kubrick. That how did that fly over my head this whole time? Like that I didn't connect. Hey, his style reminds me of like, it's making me think of the show, or maybe I did. I don't rewatch my reactions. Okay. This is quite awesome. Him bringing up Da Vinci too. I mean, obviously I would think everyone knows Da Vinci. To say Da Vinci smart, because Da Vinci did a lot of shit. He didn't just paint, he sculpted, did he do photos? He did a lot of things. So to say Da Vinci smart, because you're like kind of multi-level genius there. Like you're basically a genius. Okay. That was amazing. That was trippy as shit. Wait, no, I wrote more. Sorry. The whole thing about the rabbit hole. So when I was reacting to Studio 54, I was specifically focusing on Studio 54. The whole little section with Nana, obviously ADHD part, I was enjoying it, but I told myself, wait to get to the actual song. So now that I'm focusing on it, the whole thing about rabbit hole, I'm thinking of Alice in Wonderland. And Alice in Wonderland is trippy as shit, but also one of my favorite movies ever. I love the whole thing about Alice's Wonderland being the way she wants it to be, the way she perceives it, and nothing is what it seems. But that's kind of like, okay, I hate to sound like I'm tripping here, but it's almost like reality. Oh, voice crack. Sorry, lack of thyroid does that a lot, so you'll hear my voice crack a lot. Alice, what did she say in the beginning of the movie? I'm not going to quote the book because Una Watson, I read the book. Something about, in my world, something about like everything would, things that would be, wouldn't be. Something like that. Like nothing is what it seems. So it's interesting that he brings up rabbit hole throughout this kind of trippiness of a song. Okay. What else did he sing? And bring up Pandora's box. I thought that was very interesting too. And I would hope that y'all know what Pandora's box mean. Like Pandora's box, you would think is something so dainty and, innocent. But when you open it, like hell unleashes. And you can't put it back in. They always say, once you open Pandora's box, you can't put it back in. So it's interesting that he brings that up, because he's like, I feel like T.O.P. he has come to a specific awareness in his life and in his stage as an artist that there's no going back now. There's no, I need to follow specific structure. Like he is being him, and I love that for him. Okay. This is going to be a really long reaction video. And again, I hope you're okay with that. Let's just move on with this album list, y'all, since we still got 4 songs left. Right into Soul Chaos. So that title alone, let's go. Soul Chaos.
서울시에 사는 기분 매일 맛이 가는 기분 분홍 내게를 댄 예쁜 코끼리와 눈이 돌아간 다람쥐들 기억나는 새로 자극적인 행복 더 left wings, the right wing 올라타 내일기구 떨어지면 고기 덩어리들 구름 위를 걷는 기분 That's amazing 그자를 부르자 얼씨구 절씨구 높은 하늘에 이맞춤 우주 안에 한 핏줄 어중이두 떠중이두
Oh, I like that. I like that.
가위바위보 국내가는 림보 스펙트럼 네 지구에 넣는 내
What?
바이올 난 매일밤 fancy bomb 오방색 무지개 드럼이제 홀로그램 즐기고 내 음악은 미술 영국이쯤 브라탄 뮤지엄 리얼탐 lovely move kissing with Kevin crew we perfectly like Meryl Major and Elmas
Whoa, my god, that was so much. Oh my god, hold on. Cy Twombly. This is another kind of trippy song.
Yo, 소시의 여러분 다 입에 문개가 폰 원산지는 대한민국 선덕이고
Hey.
Pump up the volume 하늘나는 기분 Hello, hi, I'm so high
Hi, I'm so high. Oh, wait.
주전부리 완벽한 먹거리 왔다리 갔다리 너와 내 chemistry already 꼴레리 정신없는 거머리 절정의 심포니 저항 불가
Ooh, that laugh. Ooh.
I'm top master
Oh, damn. Hey. Oh my god, he says so much in this.
master T.O.P
I like how this top and spells it out. This whole hot air balloon thing is very interesting. Feeling of living soul. I feel like that song was like definitely kind of another like straight up. Okay, so self crucifixion. You know how we had the end where it was like pause. Pause. Okay, the end where it was like you hear all the media stuff, the narration, the headlines and stuff. That was like bringing it up, right? And soul chaos. Damn, the fact it's called soul chaos. I feel like it's more of a what I say. It's like I don't want to say the word clapback because it sounds like, with all due respect, clapback sounds. I wouldn't say immature, but I wouldn't say that it matches T.O.P's presence. It wouldn't match his aura, like his swag, what he's doing with this album. But he brings it up to talk about it, to acknowledge it. This was a very interesting song. It was trippy in a way that it was hip hop. Like the other trippy is like, oh, trippy Alice in Wonderland in space, but this one was like. But what's also very interesting that I say trippy is hold on, what did I write here? Pink elephants? Well, no, it was pink wing elephants, right? Something about squirrels, something with the eyes. When I was like, this feels trippy, and then he has a part where he talks about pink wing elephants and squirrels with crazy eyes or something. That's trippy in itself. And then that actually makes me think about, so I've shared this on my Patreon. I don't mind sharing it here because it's something I didn't do to myself. So in 2020, when I was admitted into the ER because of extreme pain from migraines, unbeknownst to me, knowing that I was about to have a huge seizure, I was in so much pain it wouldn't go away no matter what I did. So when I was in ER, they asked me if I'd be okay to start, I don't know if I can say the word here on YouTube, so I'm going to say the K-hole therapy. If y'all know what the K-hole is, y'all know what I'm talking about. If y'all don't, just Google it, you'll know what it means. And at the time, I was just like wanting the pain to go away. So I said, just do whatever. I would never, ever go into the K-hole again. That was the scariest experience ever. Like, so what I said on my Patreon when I talked about this once is right when they administered it in my IV. First, I was like, okay, what's going on? Like, I don't feel anything. So there's two, a doctor and a nurse, and my mom sitting in the room too. as I'm watching them, all of a sudden their heads like it stayed the same size, but their bodies shrunk, like, and you almost, I almost heard like a poof, right? It shrunk and they had little wings and the background was pink, and they were flying further away from me, but their heads stayed the same size. And I remember just staring at them. My mom recorded it just because when I'm in the ER or anything medically related, she likes to record just in case. And I do watch that video now and then, not all the time because it is kind of traumatizing. But you see me going like staring because I was like scared what I was seeing, but I couldn't react. If that's what the K-hole is like, I never want to go back. So it's interesting that I found it to be trippy. He brings up pink elephants, pink wing elephants and stuff, because I was like, that makes me think of what I saw. The whole thing about left wing, right wing, he talks about a hot air balloon. That's very metaphorically interesting because, okay, think about like an airplane, they have wings, right? Think about a hot air balloon, it doesn't have wings. And he brings up left wing. I feel like that's like a bit of a, like, acknowledging political perspective, whatever kind of political perspective, and him saying that he's a balloon which has no wings. That's a more centered perspective. I like that a lot, like a lot. A lot. Like, okay, like the more I'm thinking about it, because when you think about a plane, you need both wings to stay afloat, right? Like to function. If you only have the left wing, the right wing, or this and that, it just doesn't function. Hot air balloon, as long as your center is your power, your heat, that's very interesting. Yeah, I find it to be very metaphorically interesting, and the whole thing about like him saying if you fall off and you become meat, that's pretty dark. That's some dark shit, but this is T.O.P being realistic and creative with his lyricism. Because yeah, if you fall, yeah, you're meat. So that was very interesting. But when you're centered, you fly free, you're like in the clouds and shit. The words nobody and somebody the same, that's very interesting as well, because when did I say this? When T.O.P acknowledge, or he came off from a humble perspective, saying that he was in the back seat talking to the fans, to be like, I may be T.O.P the artist and you may be my fan, but we're still the same because we're human. So it's interesting that he brings up nobody and somebody the same. T.O.P is very consistent in his perspective, and I definitely very much admire that. What the hell did I write? He brought up rock, paper, scissors again in this time. But the first time when I brought it up, I looked at it in a literal, kind of a literal sense. Like I said, strong as a rock, then flatten down the paper, then scissors cut you up and stuff, right? But this sense, it kind of comes off like rock, paper, scissors. When you play it, you can only win by chance, right? So that's what I'm feeling here. Just kind of like within the chaos. Well, yeah, the song's called So Chaos. And the chaos of things that I'm getting with what he's saying here. And me, first of all, I'm not Korean, and I definitely do not live in Korea. So I don't know the perspective of politics or this and that. So I can't speak on that perspective. But what I found very interesting is him bringing up the artist, painter, Joan Mitchell, and also Cy Twombly. Twombly. I don't know if you are familiar with their work. Their work is very unique. When somebody just looks at it at first look, you would think it's just a bunch of scribbles and you don't understand it. And Joan Mitchell was a very, I'm trying to remember, like when I was back when I went to art school. Like people either understood her art or they were like, oh, she's overrated, or I don't understand it, I don't get it. But I think that was the beauty, or just kind of like the trademark of Joan Mitchell, like what she felt of her pieces, the way she painted things, because her artwork is very like, it's a lot of strokes, like a lot of brush strokes, but also a lot of negative space, like which is represented in like white paint. So it's very kind of chaotic looking, but she does, like, her painting will have a title, and you kind of stare at it and kind of try to see what she sees in what she did to call it that. It's a lot. So hers and Cy Twombly's, are pieces of work. And Cy Twombly is Twombly. I keep saying Blee. Kind of have the same. Like, I wouldn't say their work is exactly the same, but conceptually it is, as far as like it looking like it's a bunch of scribble, but it's not. They have an intention of what they're doing, but they understand their perspective, and it's up to you, to the viewer, whoever wants to look at their work, to be open-minded enough to try to understand. Or even if you don't ever come to understand, you just come to that, you just say, okay, I just don't understand her perspective, and that's okay, you know. Like, so it's very interesting. Like, their work, it kind of brings me back to what I said with the ADHD, you know, about the rabbit hole. You know, Alice in Wonderland, you contemplate what is real and what is not. You know, in Alice, she created her Wonderland to be the way she wanted her Wonderland to be. Same thing with Joan Mitchell. She painted her specific work for it to be the way she viewed it. Cy Twombly is the same thing. So it's very like, and we all know that T.O.P is an art collector. He's very into art. Like, it's more than just expensive paintings. Like, he really just is drawn to it. He understands it in his own way. So I really appreciate all this. Like, man, like, I graduated in 2008 from art college. I went to the Art Institute. So it's been a while since I've done all that stuff. I really like looked into it, but that's what I remember from it. What else did I write? The high part. He said like, "Hi, I'm so high." It makes me think of GDTOP, high. Like, I don't know if that was like, I don't know if it's just me being a VIP wishful thinking, or if that was intentional, but that's what I felt, and I appreciate very much. Very interesting. It's a very interesting song. And again, I can't speak from the perspective of, you know, being in understanding Seoul, understanding Korea, understand what it's like to be Korean. But as far as what I spoke about with Soul Chaos, that was very interesting. And I feel like it's okay. I do have a perspective, but me not being Korean, I feel like I don't want to say it. But I'm just gonna bring up that maybe he's just trying to bring up Joan Mitchell, viewing things the way she views, and people, whether they get it or they don't get it, and then bring that up in a song called Soul Chaos. That's just, you know, something that I'm taking mental note of. Okay, for fans. That, I think of all the titles, like when I was putting this playlist together, when I saw For Fans, I was like, oh my God, like, where's he gonna go with this? So let's see where he goes with this.
T.O.P. I'm back.
Oh. Oh, wow. Wow. What a different sound. Okay, this is very interesting. Wow. Okay, what an interesting structure. Oh, that was interesting. Hey, yeah. The chorus, it's very interesting, the words. Ooh, he sounds so good. Coca-Con. I need to see what that is. Aww, this is a very, Aww. As far as vibey AF. Coca-Con. I don't know what that is yet. But this part is vibey. What a different sound from what we've gotten so far. The background.
Love you.
Love you at the end of For Fans. Aww. Okay, definitely a very Stendhal syndrome. I didn't even think about that when I added that. Stendhal syndrome. Okay, I'm about to do some Googling, y'all, because I need to see what Coca-Con is, just because I would like to understand. Because that part, again, was very vibey. Vibey of T.O.P. for fans. Okay. Coke. Huh? Corn chips? It's corn. It's wait, chips like oh, it's like chips that those finger chips, like bugles, right? Is that what that is? Interesting. Coca-Con. Okay, again, this might be something where I don't understand because I'm not Korean, but that's interesting to bring up. That's what it is, right? Chips, or am I tripping? Dun, dun, dun. That's okay. So the chorus makes me feel like it's vulnerable. I wrote the word vulnerable, and it's like, you know, him saying the whole thing about being scared, like, you know, the whole thing, like having holding each other's hands, or grasp, or something about the grasp of a hand, but being scared. And I see that as like being scared to take anyone's hand, whether it's a literal person or just using it figuratively or metaphorically to be like securing something, but you're being afraid of it going out of hand, like when things go out of hand. So it's interesting to bring that up, and then acknowledging that he's scared to lose it. It's a very vulnerable perspective. And at the end, it was sad. Like, it sounded like it, again, highlighting that vulnerability and just being kind of like scared to lose something once you love it. Like, we're all scared to lose what and who we love, right? So that's kind of what I got from For Fans. That's interesting, because I've also got the impression that he's like semi-nervous that, you know, he's venturing off doing his thing right now, because he also knows that, you know, VIPs, people who love T.O.P, people who love Big Bang, grew up on Big Bang, grew up on T.O.P being in Big Bang and loving him. So I think, like, almost kind of like acknowledging the fear of, I don't know if it's fear, but just acknowledging, what if I disappoint my fans, or I hope they are like ride or die with what I do. That's just what I'm getting from this, the album, but with For Fans. Dun, dun, dun. I'm telling you, that part is vibey. And right, isn't it such a different? I have to pull up the page, because again, look at all this shit. Look at how much I wrote. So very different song from what we've heard so far. If I were to say another song that is different, was Zero Coke. Yeah, make sure I'm not saying Coke Zero. Both of those are very different songs. from what I've gotten from the others. And now we're going to Stendhal syndrome. Okay, so that phrase is very familiar to me. So I'm going to do more Googling again. My bad. This is what I do, y'all, over on my Patreon. Stendhal syndrome is a psychosomatic disorder causing physical and emotional distress, such as dizziness, rapid heartbeat, fainting, and hallucinations when individuals are exposed to art or environments. So basically, what I said earlier, whenever I see something that's very aesthetically pleasing to my graphic design eye, or even whenever I see something very pleasing from the perspective of a retired hip hop dancer, when I check out choreography, and I call it eyegasm. So Stendhal syndrome is kind of that, but when I say eyegasm, I don't say with like those specific serious symptoms. Stendhal syndrome. Was there? Oh no, okay. You know, I'll do that part on my own because I was like, I think there's another phrase to that too. But let's see what Stendhal syndrome was all about, y'all. Let's go. It's interesting. He calls it that too.
Tempo. Bunagini's new tempo.
Or he said, "Oh, new tempo."
Turn around. Bunagini's new
I can't with this new tempo.
Turn around. Back home.
Whoa.
Turn around. 더 나쁜 길 너갈 수 있는데 아무것도 기댈 것도 없을 때 막다른 길 너는 부실게 내 음악이 널 안아줄게.
What an interesting change up there in the music.
네가 얼마나 오래 기다렸는지 우리 처음 만난 날에 첫날 밤을 지워 해가 뜨기 전 새벽이 참 어둡다더니 나 사회랑 그 구사했던 히키커머리 나 원래 왕따 넌 잠이 많은 요정 디스코 팡팡 난 수고래 주정 나 원래 왕따 오로지 창작 넌 잠이 많은 요정 난 사회 왕따.
Okay, this contrast.
Pow. 더 나쁜 길 너갈 수 있는데
Hey. I really love the instrumental. Hey.
완벽한 그 figure, you my sensation. 세계 때려박치는 번쩍 영감이 막 흘러, you give me Stendhal syndrome.
Oh. I can't with this instrumental.
Good morning, lady. You walk with my killer case. Coffee do credit. Truffle overact vanity.
Oh, truffle. Oh my god! Hey! Ooh, that verse! Wow! Hey! This effect.
Turn around, back home.
Oh, this is such another song's like just such a vibe.
Turn around. 지구박 달려행도 보류식.
Whoa, here we go with this line again.
세계 때려박치 뇌리에 번쩍 영감이 막 흘러, you give me Stendhal syndrome. 세계 때려박치 뇌리에 번쩍 영감이 막 흘러, you give me Stendhal syndrome. 세계 때려박치 뇌리에 번쩍
I love this.
you give me Stendhal syndrome.
I love that he ended the song with repeating that part. Like it almost became like a chant Oh, before we get to the last song of the album, that I don't know of yet, make sure I at the beginning. Stendhal Syndrome. That, first of all, definitely another song that I'm like, damn, this is vibey as fuck. It's very. Is it okay if I say romantic? It's kind of romantic, and that's very interesting. I didn't think it would go there. I thought we were gonna go like super, super artistic, but I mean, it is kind of, because it's still a lot. So him starting the song with saying this is a new tempo, like hearing T.O.P say the word tempo, I'm like, oh, that really just feeds my OG VIP heart right there. The whole thing about what was it? Have you seen a stage after the lights turn off or without the lights, or something about that? I'm very sure that T.O.P has seen many stages without lights in his career and in his life, like literally. But also when you think about that metaphorically, that's also very interesting. Like to see the stage without the lights, like that's very interesting because when anyone is on stage, you see the show, you see the play, you see what's being displayed, and of course there's lights on there, but when the lights are not there, it's like, are people still interested in seeing the show? Are they interested in the behind the scenes? Like that's what I'm getting from that. That's interesting that we go there, and that he highlights a lot about, like I said, the contrast, about being an outcast and then saying you're a sleepy fairy. It's very interesting I like that contrast because it, like, in a way, it kind of keeps him isolated from society. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, and especially from where I am in my life right now, I've also been, like, I share everywhere that I'm working on finding peace in solitude, finding joy in my own company. After losing Chris, I'm not interested in dating, remarrying ever again. Like this third act of my life, I would like to try to have a good relationship myself, because I've never had that. So being so with where I am, it can feel isolating. And when I say the word isolating, I know that it has like a negative tone to it, but I also don't see a negative tone to it, because another superpower that I do believe in is, if you're good with your own company, you're good. Like I think that's a superpower, to find peace in solitude, because that's not an easy thing to do. I'm working on it, like I said, and it's not an easy thing to do. And him bringing up God, what was it called? Was it called Project X? No, SpaceX, the whole project. Yeah, Dear Moon Project, SpaceX. I was really excited for that. Chris was really excited for that. And I remember when I was watching the interviews and seeing T.O.P, he had his light hair at the time. I was like freaking out, and Chris was like, "Oh, that guy's from Big Bang." Back then we were watching it, so it's interesting that he acknowledges that, but uses it to phrase in a way that's romantic. That's why I was saying that this song's romantic, where he speaks about the mornings of, like, the coffee being like intense, or bold, or deep. What was it? One of those. Coffee, truffle, Benedict. Like, I don't know if y'all have ever had truffle with anything. Like, that's very bougie. Chris loved cooking, and there was this specific pasta that he made that was just so good. I can never replicate it. I don't know how he does it, but Chris was also a chef, so I can't replicate it. And when he felt like being fancy, he would shave truffle on it. And so seeing that, talking about like auctions, or like something, like, basically it just seems like a very intimate setting. So that's why I was like, this is a very, like, romantic perspective. So and saying, you give me Stendhal syndrome, like you're such a work of art that I get symptoms from it, heart palpitations, whatnot. So that's very interesting. It was a vibey song, and now I'm like, oh, it kind of makes me feel blushy-ish. Yeah, that's why I say romantic. Okay, y'all, we are at the last song of the album that I do not know of yet. So let's just get right into it, because we still got this. I'm very excited for this. So let's end strong or solid. Be solid. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop, boop.
폭풍에 베어가 된 소리처럼 목이 메워 왜 조금만 너좀 데려가네 멘탈은 가끔
Whoa.
넌 되고 싶어 포근한 이 매일 쓰고 싶어 널 위한 시 그냥 슬픈 눈에 흘러비 되고 싶어 보다 좋은 넌 되고 싶어 포근한 이 매일 쓰고 싶어 널 위한 시 그냥 슬픈 눈에 흘러비 되고 싶어 I wanna be more solid 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 보다 포근포근 solid 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 wanna be more solid yeah
Oh man. I feel like I'm being sung to sleep. Okay. Oh man, yeah, I feel like I'm being sung to sleep. My vaccine. Ooh. Yes, T.O.P. I like that.
넌 되고 싶어 포근한 이 매일 쓰고 싶어 널 위한 시 그냥 슬픈 눈에 흘러비 되고 싶어 보다 좋은 넌 되고 싶어 포근한 이 매일 쓰고 싶어 널 위한 시 그냥 슬픈 눈에 흘러비 되고 싶어 I wanna be more solid 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 보다 포근포근 solid 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 wanna be more solid
Spread it all over. Was it the keys? That sounded like a metronome. That's an interesting ending, right? Okay, no, seriously, I felt like it almost sounded very lullaby-ish. It felt like comforting as far as the sound and the vibe, but the lyrics are also kind of sad. It kind of, what did I write? I wrote vulnerable again. It comes from a very vulnerable, saying, I want to be this, I want to be a better person, I want to do this. That makes me think of his verse in Still Life, like acknowledging that he's aiming to be a better person, better this and that. So that's what I'm getting at. It's very interesting that this song is at the end of the album. It's like he wanted to leave this very fulfilling album with that kind of an aftertaste, with even though he said a lot, did a lot, he still wants to acknowledge this whole thing about wanting good still. Yeah. Because the whole thing about like the wasteland, the storm, this and that, like it acknowledges struggles, it acknowledges hard times, but even throughout all that, he still wants good. Like he still wants to be a good person. So that's why I say do I want to say vulnerable or do I want to say just honest? Or maybe both. And the whole thing about like moonlight, I wrote moonlight and darkness because he spoke about the moonlight shining. So, when you're in the dark, like at night, right? It's dark, there's no light, but you do get light from the moon. So that's very interesting, very interesting. A nice a nice closure, because again, I was feeling comforted. I feel like I was being soothed to sleep. That's all I was saying, lullaby-ish. Okay. Look at all these damn notes that like it looks like I'm trying to imitate Joan Mitchell or something with these scribbles. Okay. This was such a satisfying album. I know I'm late to it, being not only an OG VIP, but someone who loves T.O.P in general. But again, knowing that I was gonna go in this mode where I'm like hyper focused, where I write down notes, where I try to just like really just, you know, micro focus. I already said it, hyper focus. I knew that I needed to make sure that I was in a place where I had the time to do that. I didn't want to just be like, oh, I have an hour in between this and that to film. Like I needed time to just enjoy it. T.O.P's album is not something to be rushed. And from what I experienced from it, I'm so glad I took the time from the chaos of my life right now to sit here and get some music therapy in. This was straight up therapy for me. Not just good music, but just it was really fun to try to decipher or try to like get what I can get from each song. And I know it will be really fun whenever I either see comments from y'all, because a lot of y'all will leave comments that gives me like trivia. Y'all will give me and say things that I didn't catch, or maybe you can tell me about the corn chips or the whatever it was, the bugle chips or whatever, or maybe y'all can give me more input about Soul Chaos or anything else. That's what I love about art. That's what I love about music. There's just open discussion. It's not 1 + 1 is 2. Okay, end of discussion. Like, there's just so much room, limitless room for perspective, for creativity, for perceiving. T.O.P, you killed it. I am so happy that you are back and you are doing your thing from where you're at right now in your life. I keep eyeing this. Let's do it. Let's do it, y'all. So, as you can see, parental advisory explicit content. I clearly didn't read that. I literally just got this. The K-pop store near me. See, I just got it. I still had the price tag on it. The K-pop store near me was sold out, and I needed to wait for the next shipment. Caution, sharp edges, use me. Is that a glove? Let's get into this. How am I gonna get into this without a scissor? It says, okay, yeah, I'm gonna try to do this. Okay. Please don't cut myself. Okay. Yeah, it has that new album smell. Okay, let me just use me. Caution, sharp edges. Yeah, it makes me. Should I just? Okay, no. I was like ASMR, but no, that it can. I'm not an ASMR artist, so I could sound obnoxious. Yeah, it's a glove. Should I just put it on? It said to use it with caution. Use me. Caution, sharp edges. Okay, either this is really relevant or I just did it for the thumbnail. But, okay. Am I going to be able to open this with the glove on? Okay. Oh no. Okay. I'm glad I caught that. Whoa. Pop art trippy type shit here. That is beautiful. Sorry, I'm just admiring it. I'm seeing all the eyeballs, and now I'm thinking, dirty Sunday. Just That's why they gave the gloves. Okay, let's just see the instructions. Hold the base firmly with one hand and slowly pull the can lid downward with the other hand to open. Okay, so the glove is extremely relevant, especially with how clumsy I am. Okay, before I open it, I do want to show y'all what it looks like before I destroy it. That is so sick. branding identity wise, this is beautiful. Lift ring up, pull top back, top. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna do this off camera because I don't want to try to like hold it up and hurt myself. I feel like I'm opening a can of Star Kiss. Oh. Yep. Yeah, that's sharp. I'm gonna put that away before I actually hurt myself. That is very impressive as far. Okay, I can take this off now, right? Because I did the dangerous part. Okay, here, let me show it to y'all. Although I wouldn't be surprised if you already seen this, whether you have it yourself or seen other album openings. It feels like an X-ray. It's trippy. Yeah. Obviously this is the CD, right? Y'all, I hope everyone that watches my videos know what a CD is. Is it a CD? Oh, here's a clear covering for it. Yeah, it is a CD. Okay, if that's the case, I'm gonna keep it in there because I don't want to destroy it. Who knows if we're gonna ever hit an apocalypse and the only thing that works is a CD player. Let's just see this. Let's see this part. Oh, there we go with the title track. It's very graphic design, aesthetically pleasing. Okay. Oh, these are all different cards for the songs, I believe. Because this one says self-crucifixion. So here's the artwork for self-crucifixion. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, this is all like artwork. Ooh, I'm gonna totally put this up on display. The giant. Well, okay, I love this. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do a little bit of an art museum here. The giant, that big eyeball. We got T-Rex silhouette right there. Everything just looking, you know, T-Rex scale. I love it. Okay, yeah, I'm totally gonna put this up together as a collage. Have a T.O.P wall. Studio 54. Dirty son, they just ruined my soul. Oh, we flip it upside down. You see the little character. I love it. I love it. It's very pop art-ish. Obaya. Wait, I thought it was... Oh, is Obaya like another title? Or like, you know how sometimes songs have two different titles? Because I wrote... Yeah. The small, filthy show window. That's kind of a tongue twister for me. That's interesting. That's the image for that. Because, you know, we got that from Studio 54. And was it Studio 54 right before it? Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. Oh, the wine. You know, like how T.O.P has his wine tea spot. Okay. Oh, wait. Now, wait. This is... So we only have some, not all. Because now we're into... Okay. The Giant. Choi Sang-hyun. You give me Stendhal syndrome. Ooh. Okay, I would like that. Okay, I'm going to put this down because this is something to open. Oh, whoa. Okay, so we got this. I'll just do it here so y'all can just see it. Yes. I feel like I should have a T.O.P wall. Look at the back. I'm trying to do Doom Dada. This is what is making me think of Doom Dada. Yes. Aesthetically, a branding identity on point. Okay, next one. This look of his. I love this look of his. Whoa, I love this look of his. Look at this. I can see it on my screen. I'm just showing it to y'all. Oh, look at that necklace. It kind of gives... Oh, the back. Look at the back. Just more design-like shit. This is... Yeah, I could totally just put this up on the wall. And if I don't really have people who visit, but if people do, they can just stare and be like, what is this? It's like, yeah, it's my T.O.P museum. You like it? He just looks so damn cool. Chris, my husband, also loved wearing two different colored contacts. He like when people would like stare at him like, what? That's weird. This kind of gives Willy Wonka vibes ish. The jacket is always giving Willy Wonka vibes ish. Okay, and oh, we have one more. Okay, this is just straight up art looking, Basquiat looking ish. Okay, so here's more of, yeah, he highlights these songs. Self-Crucifixion, The Giant, Studio 54, and Ovaya. A Small Filthy Show Window. The lyrics. Very interesting. Okay. There, I have, I opened it. I have T.O.P's album. I'm so happy with it. Let me make sure that there is nothing underneath this just in case. Oh, okay, it's more just cool artwork that looks very spacey-ish, like a black hole almost. Oh. Sample credits. And just more spacey, black hole space stuff. I already said space. Okay, I'm very happy with the design of the album, just the look overall. I'm very happy with what I heard, what I could perceive as much as possible. I'm pretty sure I will catch more or hear more things the more I listen to the rest of the songs. I've had Studio 54 and Desperado on repeat, so I know those songs to a T. So I'm definitely going to get to know these songs to a T. I want to kind of save this, but safely somehow. Anyway, yeah, this was a very long reaction. My album listens are usually this long. Actually, this is probably the longest album listen because there was just too much to say. Way too much to say, and I want to give T.O.P his flowers, and I hope I did just that. If y'all watched my whole reaction, or even if you just skip to certain parts just because you want to get to certain parts, and I understand, I super appreciate your time. I appreciate your support for T.O.P. And yeah, I hope you're doing well. And now I can never end off any video without saying thank you to my husband, because he is the reason why I even came back to be OG K-pop stan. Whenever you first met me and you saw that I was into K-pop, how did you feel about like being with someone who was like as into K-pop as I am?
I'm glad you have a thing.
See, that's the real shit.